Most people buying a used car spend more time picking the color than they do checking the things that will actually cost them money. And that's exactly how you end up with a $3,000 surprise 3 months after you drive it home. There are 13 checks that separate a smart used car buy from a financial mistake, and they're not complicated once you know what to look for. Some take 30 seconds, some need a short drive, and one of them alone can completely flip whether a car is worth buying at all. Before we move on, please take a moment to subscribe to the channel and like the video. Number 1, Vehicle History Report. Most sellers won't lie to your face, but they also won't volunteer that the car got rear-ended twice, spent 2 years in a rental fleet, and carried a salvage title before they bought it. A Carfax or AutoCheck report runs about $40, and buyers skip it regularly on a $12,000 purchase, which makes no sense at all. The report shows you accident disclosures, how many owners the car had, odometer readings at every title transfer, whether it was ever declared a total loss, any open recalls, and fleet or rental use history. A rebuilt salvage title alone cuts resale value by 20 to 40% compared to a clean title car, so you'd be buying something harder to sell and harder to insure from day one. Number 2, mileage versus age consistency. A 5-year-old car with 28,000 miles sounds like a deal, but it might actually be in worse shape than a same-year car with 70,000 on the clock. The average American drives 13,000 to 15,000 miles a year, so a 4-year-old car should have somewhere between 50,000 and 60,000 miles on it. When the number runs way low, the car probably sat for long stretches, and a car that sits doesn't get the lubrication and heat cycling that regular driving provides. So rubber seals dry out and fuel systems gum up in ways a short test drive won't catch. Number 3, engine condition. Noise, leaks, smoke. Pop the hood before you turn the key. A cold engine that's been sitting overnight tells you more about its condition than one that's already warmed up. And a seller who insists on starting it before you arrive knows something you don't. Look at the oil cap and the underside of the hood for a brown, mayonnaise-like sludge, because that's coolant mixing with oil, which points to a blown head gasket running $1,500 to $3,000 to fix. Check the dipstick too. Oil should run amber to dark brown, not black and gritty. Number 4, transmission performance. Transmission problems are the most expensive thing most used car buyers don't see coming, and sellers are very good at making a slipping transmission feel fine during a short test drive. An automatic that's starting to fail will often shift smoothly when it's cold, but as it warms up, you'll feel hesitation between gears, a brief RPM flare before the next gear catches, or a shudder under light acceleration. Those symptoms can take 10 to 15 minutes of driving to appear. Pull the transmission dipstick if the car has one and check the fluid. It should run red or pink and slightly transparent, not brown or burnt smelling, because dark fluid means the clutch packs have already been shedding material. Number 5, signs of accident damage. A car can look perfect from 10 feet away and still have been in a serious accident, because modern body shops are genuinely good at making damaged metal look untouched. Run your hand along the body panels and feel for texture differences, because repainted panels often feel slightly off compared to the factory finish next to them. Check the panel gaps too. The spaces between the hood, fenders, and doors should be even on both sides. Number 6, rust or corrosion, especially underbody. Surface rust on a rotor or a paint scratch that's starting to oxidize isn't worth losing sleep over. Rust that's worked into the frame, floor pans, or subframe is a different problem entirely, because that's structural. Bring a flashlight and get down on the ground at each corner. Check the frame rails running front to back, the subframe where the suspension bolts in, and the exhaust hangers, because those areas collect road salt and moisture in seams that never get cleaned. Poke anything suspicious with a screwdriver. Surface rust scrapes off hard and flaky, but rust that's penetrated the metal feels soft and gives way. Number 7, tire condition and wear pattern. Most buyers glance at the tires for a few seconds and move on, but tires physically record how a car was driven and whether anyone bothered maintaining it. Uneven wear tells you a lot. Find the DOT code on the sidewall. The last 4 digits give you the week and year the tire was manufactured. And any tire past 6 years old needs replacing regardless of how much tread remains, because the rubber compounds break down and lose grip without showing any visible wear. Number 8, brake condition. Brakes are the one system where a problem isn't just expensive, it's dangerous, and a failing brake system doesn't always grind or squeal before it lets you down. Pad life varies wildly, anywhere from 30,000 to 70,000 miles. So a car with 50,000 on it could have fresh pads or metal grinding on metal depending entirely on how it was driven. On the test drive, find a quiet road and do a firm stop from 40 miles per hour. Any pulling to one side means a stuck caliper. Pulsing through the pedal means warped rotors. While parked, press and hold the pedal firmly, and if it slowly sinks toward the floor, there's a hydraulic leak somewhere in the system. Number 9, suspension and steering feel. Suspension and steering wear out slowly, which means a car with bad shocks can still feel mostly normal on a quick loop around the block. Push down hard on each corner and let go. The car should rise and settle in one motion, and if it keeps bouncing 2 or 3 times, the shocks aren't controlling the spring anymore. Drive over a speed bump slowly and listen for clunking underneath, because that's worn ball joints or sway bar end links adding up fast. Number 10, interior condition. Wear, electronics. The interior tells you how many people use this car and whether anyone actually cared about it. So spend 5 minutes in there before you worry about anything else. Start with the driver's seat bolster, the curved outer edge of the cushion you slide against every time you climb in. Heavy cracking there on a supposedly low-mileage car means the odometer and the real story don't match, because seat bolsters don't wear from sitting still. Number 11, dashboard warning lights. Some sellers clear a check engine light right before a showing, knowing it'll stay off for a few days or a few hundred miles before the fault comes back. Before you start the engine, turn the key to the on position and watch the dashboard. Every warning light should flash on briefly as part of the self-test cycle. So if the check engine, ABS, or airbag light doesn't appear, someone removed the bulb or tampered with the system. A $25 OBD2 scanner reads the fault codes in about 2 minutes, and most auto parts stores will do it free. An active ABS light means your wheels can lock up in a hard stop because the anti-lock system is completely offline. Number 12, service and maintenance records. A seller who hands you a folder of oil change receipts and dealer invoices has just told you how they treated the car, and a seller who says, "I did everything, I just don't have the paperwork," has told you something equally important. Those records let you verify that the timing belt got changed, the transmission fluid got swapped, the coolant got flushed. A timing belt failure on an interference engine destroys the motor completely, and repairs run $3,000 to $5,000. No warning, no second chances. Number 13, test drive performance. Acceleration, braking, handling. Everything you've checked so far has been the car sitting still, but a car is a machine built to move, and a short loop around the neighborhood isn't a test drive. Push for at least 20 minutes and get on a highway. Accelerate to merging speed and feel how the engine pulls. It should be smooth the whole way through the RPM range, because a misfire that hides at idle will show up under load. Brake firmly from highway speed and feel whether the car tracks straight. Then turn the radio off and just listen, because a wheel bearing starting to fail makes a low hum that changes pitch when you drift side to side in your lane. Bring this list on your phone next time you look at a used car, and if a seller won't let you do a full inspection, that refusal tells you everything. The buyers who get burned aren't the ones who didn't know cars. They're the ones who let excitement override a process that takes 2 hours and maybe $100 in reports, and then found out 3 months later the transmission was already slipping when they signed.